The robotic surgery market could be worth untold billions of dollars as more machines are used to treat patients. Here today to talk about the ins and outs of the robotic revolution in the hospital operating room is Jeremy Caprone, the Director of Research at Global. Thanks for joining us today, Jeremy.
Pleasure is mine.
All right, so when people think about robotics, the surgical use case isn't typically what first comes to mind. So why do you think investors should be paying more attention to this trend in particular?
Well, at Global, we help investors capitalize on the robotics and AI revolution, which is touching every sector of the economy and is happening now. And we see healthcare and surgery in particular as one of the most promising applications for robotics and AI going forward.
All right, so what stage would you say we're in the growth process as far as these machines being actually implemented in hospitals? Are we past that super costly phase yet or not?
Well, it is still very early stage, and I think in many cases we're only just scratching the surface. Now, we are looking at a real industry. Today we have more than 4,000 Da Vinci robots around the world helping surgeons perform procedures, and we're looking at an expanding range of possible procedures using robotics. We're also seeing a number of new companies coming up with very innovative solutions to deliver better patient outcomes. So we're at a point where the cost curves have come down sufficiently to broaden adoption. And at the same time, the technologies, we've seen a real explosion in terms of the range of applications of robotics in healthcare.
That's right. So you mentioned Da Vinci, and Intuitive Surgical is clearly the leader in this space, and you mentioned other players making their entrance here. So how many players do you think can thrive in this market when it's all said and done while we are in the early stage here?
Well, for a long time, Intuitive was essentially the only game in town, and Intuitive was very quick at securing critical patents that helped the company really dominate this space for more than a decade. Now we're in a situation where a lot of these patents are expiring. Actually, a number of them have already expired, and that's opening the door to other medtech firms and robotics firms to come and try and replicate what Intuitive has done in terms of abdominal surgery. And I think as they come in, they will help grow the pie faster. There is certainly room for many more players in this space. And it's not just abdominal surgery. At Global, we're looking at a number of companies that provide other types of surgical assistance using robotics and AI. You have companies such as Mazor, based in Israel, that provides a robotic systems that helps with spine surgery. And it's in the very early stages of adoption. We're looking at a number of new entrants like Oris Robotics, which was founded by Frederick Moll, who's also behind Intuitive, that's coming up with a revolutionary approach to detecting and treating lung cancer, which is certainly the most lethal form of cancer today.
I see. So as far as investing in the robotic space, of course, a robo ETF is one way to do so. And with the recent market volatility we've seen, what do you think will be the next catalyst here for outperformance among robotic stocks?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, what we're looking at is a technological revolution that is most likely on par with that of the internet in the prior decade. We're looking at technologies that are exponential in nature, and robots are coming out of the factory floor and touching literally every aspect of our lives. And so this is a structural growth opportunity as opposed to a cyclical one. And that means that the long-term return potential is tremendous. So then the next step is going to be a continuation of increased penetration of robotics in various areas of the economy. So far, we've seen manufacturing automation as the most successful use case, and that's where the industry was born. But now we're looking at healthcare and surgery. We're looking at lab automation. We're looking at robots helping with warehouse automation and logistics and supply chains. We're looking at robots even touching the food and agriculture industry. I think it's going to be probably one of the best investment opportunities for our generation.
Well, it's definitely a space to watch, and we really do appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Well, make sure to check out our feature story at investors.com for more details on the robotic surgery market and other hot industry groups to watch. For Investors Business Daily, I'm Alyssa Corum.